Hello, I'm inventor Dan Zen, and I'd like to talk to you about Hangy at hangy.mobi. Hangy is a mobile application for wearable devices, so you can express yourself by wearing your current mobile devices, tablets, smartphones, etc., on a medallion. I call that a Medallion. And then Hangy lets you express yourself with happy faces and sad faces and greetings and pictures that you put in there and promos, etc. So let's take a look at the Hangy application. This would be found on your mobile device, and it can work in both horizontal or vertical modes. Here we're seeing it in horizontal mode. It starts off with an intro screen that just shows in the background a Medallion being worn. Now on the site hangy.mobi there's also a video that shows you how you can make a Medallion in 2 minutes, so take a look at that. There's a help screen, a help tab here that talks about the fact that Hangy works on an invisible grid interface, or there are sections. And the sections are moods, greets, pics, lights, phrases, and promos. So that's like a main menu, and it's just sitting there. As soon as we close these screens and go home, that's what's sitting there. And when we press one of them, it goes to a second screen, and a second invisible screen, at which point you can press for any item. And you just sort of remember the order in which these items are in the grid. You can also do setup here. Setup allows you to customize your greets and phrases. Those are text-based. And your pics and promos. So let's take a look at that. Here's setting up the greets. So I would just type in here then, and I can change. I can add up to 11 greets. And then I would save. Right now I'm just going to cancel. And phrases are much the same. Pics are here. So these are the pictures that come with Hangy at the moment. Click one of these pictures or press it, and that would give you a chance to load a picture and save a picture from your camera roll. And you can also move these about. So here I am changing the order in which these show. Now note that this is very similar to the grid. The top left corner will be this picture now, and the bottom left corner will be this one. Well, if I would rather this one be first, I can move it to there. This area here cannot have a picture because that is the home button. If we take a look, let me just cancel this. If we take a look at the help again here, there's always a home button on the right hand side. The only exception is on the very main screen where the right hand corner is promos. But once you're into the content, the home button is always on the right hand side. So going back into the setup here, into pics, we can move these about as mentioned. We can also play them as a slideshow, so that is pressing auto, at which point we can play them every 2 seconds, 4 seconds, or 6 seconds. So just choose one of those and close the panel and hit save, and then it will play those pictures for you automatically. Now I'm going to go back to the touch, so here I click touch, and now these pictures will not play automatically. There's also a reset, so if I've moved things around or added other pictures, I can always reset, and then the order goes back and the pictures go back to the very first ones. So I'm just going to cancel out of that. You would have to save any of those settings. Promos is much the same. There are a variety of promos that I've provided initially. But the idea is you could put your own promos for things that you would like to promote. I found that very handy as I walk around. If I want to show people work that I've been doing, I can do promotions in that manner. And it's very similar to the setup with pictures. So that's the setup. You can't set up the moods or the lights. Those are those just stay the same. Well, let's go take a look at these things. So the next tab over is Home. So we've gone through the intro, the help, the setup. If we press home, or indeed if we just press off this panel at any time, the panels disappear. That's the sort of the setup panels. So if you want to get back to those panels, you use setup. I'm going to press off again though. And now those invisible sections that we were mentioning. So the top left hand side, if I click that or press that, it says moods, and note how moods is upside down. That's because when you're wearing Hangy, you, the operator, are looking down at it and you can read that you're in the moods section. You really don't want the other people to even know what you're doing at this point. And again, this one right here is home. So if we go home, we're back to the main screen. If I press here, we're in moods. Now whenever I press any of these other panels here, I'm going to get a different mood. So I'll press the top left corner and I'm happy. Still, these panels exist even though we can't see them. I press one over and it's surprise. I press in the corner here and it's a sort of a spaced out mood, we'll call it. And down here is our angry, grumpy mood and our sad mood in the middle. Now this bottom right hand corner would be home. So now we're back home. The next one over, so remember this was the moods panel. The next one over here in the middle top is greets. And so this is telling me now we're in the greets. And my left hand greet is how's it hanging. My middle one, sup bro dude, long time no see. Down in the bottom, ciao for now, and hasta la vista. So two sort of goodbyes. And then home. Now remember, you can change those greets in the setup to be whatever you want, and you can also add more. When you add more, you'll find that you've got a larger grid. Let's take a look at a larger grid now. Just if we come down here to the bottom left-hand corner, we're taking a look at lights. For lights, note there are now 1, 2, 3, 4 patterns across the top, 1, 2, 3, 4 along the bottom. So that means there are 7 different lights, with the 8th one here being the home area. So here are our lights. On the very top left, we've got a blinking left arrow, and on the top right, we've got a blinking right arrow. In between those are flashing white lights, flashing colored lights, and then along the bottom you have the circles. I really like that one. This was great for walking through crowds. The next one over are spirals, very similar. This is quite hypnotic. And then stripes. So those are the lights that come with Hangy. And now we go home. In the right-hand corner is picks. So these will show your various picks. And again, you can customize these. But we have, to start, Dr. Theopolis. Dr. Theopolis is one of the first wearable computers from Buck Rogers. Thank you very much. And next over, a flash, just sort of a fun to show that you can show logos. Again, you can customize these. Here we have a part as an X-ray we're sort of looking through. And oh, by the way, this came from the internet, so thank you whoever on the internet. I couldn't find the original owner of that. This is just showing that you can show some art here. So here's an art piece done from a picture, a Focuso picture of my op art making tool. And the inside of a computer. So imagine this is on your chest, then you're looking through and you're seeing a computer. So you can add pictures yourself and change those ones. So I just went back home. What other things haven't we seen? We haven't seen the bottom middle. That's different phrases. So don't worry, baby, hands up. Meddling kids, and the point is, just in case somebody's not quite getting to that point, and if they're really not getting to that point, you've got the so once again, you can customize and add more phrases as well. And now we go home, and the bottom right hand corner is promotions. So an upcoming mobile game called Tilty is here. We've got a video promotion of an app called Swoodle that I created, a mobile app, so go check that out. It's it even has some sound. Swoodle. Psychedelic dancing. I'm the world's #1 psychedelic dancer, so I might want to show people that, according to Google that is. And here's my first mobile mediated game called Touchy, and an example of people playing Touchy. And I am Inventor Dan Zen. So these were some promos that I liked showing, and you can adjust the promos to your own promos. Or you can promote these if you want. That would be great. So here we are going in the bottom right hand corner, back. So that's a tour through hangy.mobi. There's another video that shows how you can make a Medallion. There's also various videos online of me wearing the Medallion out at art crawls and having fun. Now, you don't need to put everything into this application. For instance, I've had people say, hey, you should put a Twitter feed in there so that you can see tweets. Well, remember, if you're wearing a Medallion, a wearable computer, if you have a Twitter account and you can show that online, then just put Twitter on there. You don't have to put that all in Hangy. So you can always use other applications as well, including the video camera, which is a lot of fun to walk around and people sort of see a video of themselves as you're walking, and you can record that too. So I'm Inventor Dan Zen. Please try out Hangy, and by all means, let others know about it. It may be that you're not the one that would wear a Medallion like this, but hopefully there are people in your school or in your neighborhood, etc., that you think might be outgoing and kind of not necessarily a show-off, but somebody who wants to express themselves. On the other hand, it works very well for people who maybe don't express themselves well. It's a great icebreaker, and it's a super way to become the talk of a party. I know, I've tried it out. It's a lot of fun. So have a great day, and try out hangy.mobi.